Hello everyone and welcome back to Quiz Wiz. Today I'm not at home and actually I'm all the way in Mahabaleshwar. So I've come for a break actually of sorts. Probably one of my few trips in this COVID time, and the weather is really pleasant. But obviously you know why I've uploaded this video. This is for the questions and answers, and obviously that is what we are here with. I have some new questions for you, and obviously I will be telling you the answers for yesterday's questions. So let's start off with the answers. Here are the answers for yesterday's questions. Question number 1. The 2021 Under 17 Women's World Cup was supposed to be held in India, and that was cancelled by FIFA due to the COVID pandemic. Whereas FIFA decided to hold the event in the year 2022. So the answer for this is also, actually this was a trick question like I had said. So this is also going to be hosted in India itself. So that was the answer for the first question. Moving on to question number 2. Here it is. This Indian hurdler has competed in the men's 100 meters and in the 1960 Summer Olympics. He held the Indian national record in 110 meters hurdles and decathlon. Though he was an athlete, he introduced scientific training methods not only in athletics but also in hockey and cycling. So who is this person that we are talking about? Now, the person that we are talking about, obviously everything is related to current affairs. So the person is Jagmohan Singh, and he actually recently happened to pass away. That is in the year on 17th of November in 2020. So hope that he finds peace. Moving on to our third question for yesterday. So here it is. His 4 under par 68 in the final round gave him a tournament score of 268 or 20 under par, which broke the 72-hole Masters record of 270 previously held by Tiger Woods and Jordan Spieth, who achieved this record on his way to winning this year's Augusta's Masters Championship. So the answer for this, I think this many of you would have known. The answer that we are looking for is Dustin Johnson. So that is the answer for that question. And that brings us to our fourth question for yesterday. This Ukrainian descent American citizen has a career best ranking of 124, beating Prajnesh Gunneswaran in the final of the Atlantic Tire Championship at Cary in USA on 16th November 2020. Who is this player that we are talking about? So the player that we are talking about is Denis Kudla. So that was the answer for that question. Moving on to question number 5. Here it is. He made his debut for India in the 5th ODI against Sri Lanka in 2009. The venue was Firozshah Kotla in Delhi. The youngster got the prize scalp of Kumar Sangakkara as his first wicket in ODIs. Not a bad start, eh? Unfortunately, the match was abandoned after the umpires deemed the pitch unsafe. He also played for the Chennai Super Kings. He recently announced his retirement from all forms of cricket, that is in the 3rd week of November. Who is this cricketer that we are talking about? So the cricketer that we are talking about is Sudeep Tyagi. Some of us might know him because he played for the Chennai Super Kings. And that brings us to our 6th question. So here it is. This esports platform based in India and operated by Bangalore-based Galactus Funware Technology Private Limited is the new Indian kit sponsor. So name the entity. Now obviously for those of you who followed the IPL very closely would know very well that the company or the entity that we are talking about is MPL, or the Mobile Premier League. They were also the sponsors for a couple of teams in the IPL itself, including the Kolkata Knight Riders. So that is the answer for that question. And that brings us to our penultimate question for yesterday. So here it is. He is the most capped player in his country's history, from his debut in 2003 until his retirement in 2018. He represented the nation at 5 Copa America tournaments, finishing runner-up in 2004, 2007, 15 and 16, and 4 FIFA World Cups, reaching the 2014 final. He twice won a gold medal at the Summer Olympics in 2004 and in 2008, becoming the first male footballer to achieve this double feat since 1968. Between 2008 and 2011, he also served as the captain for his country's team. Name this player who either played as a defensive midfielder or a centre back. So obviously there were enough hints in the question itself. Most of you would have been able to crack it. The answer that we are looking for is Xavier Mascherano. So that brings us to our last question for yesterday. So here it is. He is named as the manager of the Indian Super League club Mumbai City FC. So who is this person that we are talking about? Now, I know it's a little bit of a niche question, but I think most of you would have at least had a guess for it. The answer that we were looking for is Sergio Lobera. So that sums up our questions for yesterday. I hope you enjoyed them. And obviously now it's time to move on to the questions for today. So I hope you're ready for that too. So here they come. Here is question number 1. Spain booked their place in the Nations League Final 4 in 2020 by defeating this country, which has won 4 FIFA World Cups in the year 1954, 1974, 1990 and 2014, being the joint second most successful nation in the tournament, only surpassed by Brazil. So which country are we talking about? Moving on to question number 2 for today, here it is. This team, which has won the World Cup twice, was also the first to host a World Cup tournament. This country was beaten by Brazil 2-0 on 17th November 2020 to lead South American World Cup qualifying. Which country are we talking about? Moving on to question number 3, here it is. This country has won the Copa America twice and qualified for the FIFA World Cup finals 5 times, last appearing in 2018. In the year 2020, they lost to Argentina by a margin of 2-0. Which country are we talking about? So obviously these 3 questions all pertaining to the world of football, but I want you all to take a guess because there are no wrong answers in quizzing. So I would like to see what you all have in mind. And obviously for those of you all who have still been reading the paper, well then you all have a cheat code of sorts and you all should be able to crack it easier. Moving on to question number 4, here it is. This professional T20 cricket team is owned by Bollywood actor Sohail Khan. Chris Gayle signed up as the marquee overseas player and Kusal Pereira as the local icon player. 2 Indian players who have signed up with this team are Irfan Pathan and Munaf Patel. Which Sri Lankan franchisee are we talking about? So that was question number 4. Moving on to question number 5, here it is. This team is based in the provincial capital of Sindh, Pakistan. This team was formed in 2015 and is currently headed by Imad Wasim. This team was coached by Dean Jones, and post his unfortunate death, Wasim Akram was roped in to coach the team. They won their first Pakistan Super League title in PSL 5 after beating the Lahore Qalandars on 17th November 2020. Wasim Akram has dedicated this victory to Dean Jones, which is a very, very sweet gesture. So what is the name of this team that we are talking about? So that was question number 5, and that brings us to our last 2 questions for today. So I hope you're ready. So here it is, question number 6. In a recent interview, this footballer said that children should be banned from heading the ball due to so many of his generation suffering from dementia. Several of his 1966 teammates have been diagnosed with dementia, including Bobby Charlton and Nobby Stiles. Name this footballer who scored a hat-trick in the final of a World Cup. So you need to be an ardent football fan to be able to guess this, but obviously given the timeline you can take a guess for this question. And that brings us to our last question for today. So here it is. Have a good look at an image that's going to pop up on your screen right about now. So now that you've seen the question, 2 managers, one on the right has won against the one on the left. The one on the left has called it a black day. This was the Nations League Football Final 4 in November 2020. All I want you to do is identify the two people in the picture, that is A and B. So that wraps up our questions for today. I hope you enjoyed them. And obviously I will be back tomorrow with another video. Probably I'll show you another part of the villa where I'm staying at, or another outdoor location where I will be able to shoot. Well, the weather is really beautiful here. I'm having a great time, and I hope that you will have a great time trying to crack the answers for this question. So thank you for tuning in. I will see you all tomorrow. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel as well. Till then, that's it from me. So stay safe, take care, good night, and keep quizzing.